First, there are going to be instructions on how to configure and transfer over your current Outlook account to the new Outlook 365. So today we are going to start off with creating our new account. So we're going to go to File, and then Add Account, so this green button here. Here we're going to enter in all of our information. And this is the same password you're normally used to using. I'm going to click Next. It's going to configure for a few minutes, and then it should come up. Okay, so now it's finished, so we can click Finish. It's saying that we're going to have to restart Outlook to see the new changes. So we're going to click OK and X out of Outlook. I'm going to open up Outlook again. Okay, so now you can see I have a new second account up here. So the top account is my new account. The bottom account is my old account. So this is how it will look at your desk when you have two accounts. Next step in the process is to rename your old account. So I'm going to go to File, Account Settings, Account Settings. So it brings up both of my accounts here. My old account, which is the POP type of email account, that's the one I want to rename. So I'm going to highlight that and click Change. Then I will click More Settings. Here is where I'm going to rename it. So I'm going to rename it to MirrorPoint so I can tell it apart. So I'll just enter MirrorPoint, click OK, click Next. Okay, so it's testing the changes I've made. Now the tests are complete, so I'm going to close and then Finish. Okay, so here you can see that I have renamed my old account MirrorPoint. So that's my old account, and I still have my new account there, so I can tell the difference. Okay, so I'm going to close out of this. Okay, the next step is to switch the default account. So I want to switch the default, so this allows me to send emails and receive emails to my new Outlook account that I just created instead of my old account. So I'm first going to go to File, Account Settings, Account Settings, and it brings up both of my accounts again. So this blue check mark over here designates that this MirrorPoint account, which is my old account, is currently set as the default account. So I'm sending emails and receiving emails from my old account right now. I'm going to change it to make my new account default. So I'm going to highlight my new account and I'm going to click Set as Default. So as you can see, the blue check mark switched over to my new account, which is my Microsoft Exchange type of account. So I've changed the default at this point. Okay, so I can close out of here. My next step would be to export all of the data in my old account, which would include any emails, any subfolders in my inbox, any calendar appointments or contacts, all of that data that is currently stored in Outlook. I want to export that to a file. So I'm going to first go to File, then Options on the left, Advanced on the left, and then under here I've got Export. Under Export, it's the Export button. So I'm going to click that. Okay, it defaults to import from another program or file. So I want to change that to export to a file because right now I'm going to export the information first. Then I can click next. I'm going to change this to Outlook data file. So changing the file type to Outlook data file. Click next. Here I'm going to click my name where I see my email address here. That is going to designate everything underneath that name to be exported. So that makes sure all of my inbox, my sent, deleted, calendar, contacts, all of that data that's currently in Outlook is going to export for me. Include subfolders is going to include any subfolders I have currently in my inbox. So I have 2 there. It's going to include those in my export, which is what I want to do so I don't lose any of my data. So I'm going to click next. Here I'm going to browse where I want to export that file to. So I can click browse. I'm going to put it on my desktop so it's easily found. So I'm going to click desktop. And then I've got mine named old Outlook file. I'm going to change it to MiraPoint data file. You can name it whatever you want. It's going to be on your desktop so it'll be easily found. So I'm going to click OK. We're going to leave this options alone, so replace duplicates is just going to clean up our inbox of any duplicates. It's going to alleviate those for us. I'm going to finish. Here I'm going to add a password. I would suggest making it the same as your current Outlook password so you don't have to remember a new password. I'm going to click OK, and then I'm going to have to enter it again. And this is just to access that MiraPoint data file that I just created. So I'm going to click OK. And once I get back to this screen, the export is done. So if I hit cancel to get out of the screen, oops. Okay, then I'm going to minimize my Outlook so I can see that file I just created is right here, MiraPoint data file. Okay, so I can now go up, pull up my Outlook again, and I'm going to start the import of that data file to my new account that I created right here. So to import, I'm going to go to File, Open and Export, and then Import Export. Okay, here it defaults to import from another program or file, so I'm going to leave that alone because I am importing from a file. Click Next. The type of file is the Outlook data file, so I'm going to click that and then click next. Now I'm going to browse to find that file that I just saved before. So I'm going to click browse. I'm going to go back to my desktop and there is my export file that I just exported. So I'm going to choose that, click open. Options, we're going to leave that the same again, and then click next. Okay, so on this screen you shouldn't have to change anything. The drop down menu is going to have both accounts in it, but it does default to your new account. Okay, so I'm going to leave that alone and click finish. Once I've done that, it's going to bring over all of that information to my new account. So if I expand this new account, you can see that it brought over my emails that I currently have in my inbox. It may take a minute. Okay, so that is the import done. Okay, the next thing we're going to see is the web browser. So I'm going to minimize this and I'm going to pull up my internet here and I'm going to open up the link to our new web interface. So it's www.outlook.com/utpb.edu. So I'll enter that in. I've already logged in, so it's got me remembered in there. So I'm going to click that. When you're first login, it will just have this screen here where you have to enter your email address in. So that's all you'll have to do that's different from this screen is enter your email address in, then enter your password. It might prompt you for a default language and time zone the first time, so you can just choose those and click save, and then it should sign you in at that point. So I'm going to click sign in. Okay, so here it opens up my web browser. So this is how it's going to look. If I click more over here on the left, that's going to be the screen that I'm most used to seeing. So I can see my inbox, my subfolders there in my inbox, also sent items, deleted, all of that kind of stuff. To see my calendar and other features, I can click this blue button in the top left hand corner, and I can see mail, calendar, people, which would be my contacts. I can also open any other Microsoft products here. Okay, so that's how you navigate in the web interface. To sign out, I'm going to click my picture. If you don't have a picture, it'll just be one of those little gray people. So you can click that in the top right hand corner and then click sign out. And that's got me signed out. Thank you.